The Indices chapter, basically GCSE revision. Don't worry about that for the time being. Okay. Okay. Right. First off, 3 to the power of 5. Can anybody tell me what 3 to the power of 5 is? James.
27.
No, that's 3 to the power of 3.
That's a load of rubbish right there.
243.
243 is correct.
That's what I was going to say.
Come on, you knew if anybody was going to get that without a calculator, it would be him. Okay, so 3 to the power of 4, 81. 3 to the power of 2, 3 to the power of 1, 3 to the power of 0, 3 to the power of negative 1,
Third.
3 to the power of negative 2.
9.
So, each time we are going down, we are doing what to get from one answer to the next? Be more precise. Somebody over there said it.
Divided by 3.
Yeah, we're dividing by 3 as you go down the powers. If you go up the powers, you're timesing by 3. That is why the 3 to the power of 0, I'll try and sort this focusing out. That is why the 3 to the power of 0 is 1, because you just divide 3 by 3. So to get from there to there, you divide by 3. And the same with the negatives, you just do the same thing. You just divide by 3 each time. So what could anybody tell me about 3 to the power of 2.5? 3 to the power of 2.5. From what's on the board, I'm not looking for a final answer, but I want to know something about the answer.
Between 9 and 27.
Yeah, it's going to be between 9 and 27. That's right. Okay. So, just by looking at this, if 3 to the power of 2 is 9, 3 to the power of 3 is 27, 3 to the power of 2.5 will be somewhere in between. It does work like that. Okay, I'm not going to worry about what that is at the moment, but that works, and some people just don't always realise that to start with. So, a series of rules. A to the power of minus n, how could that be rewritten? A to the power of minus n. Go on. 1 over a to the power of n. Okay, so there's one rule from GCSE. So, for example, if I was doing 4 to the power of minus 3, that's 1 over 4 to the power of 3. 1 over 4 times 4 times 4, 1 over 64. That's how that works, nothing new there. Okay, a to the power of 0, 1, yeah, anything to the power of 0 is 1. So there's another rule, again, from GCSE, nothing new. A to the power of 1, a, yeah, anything to the power of 1 is what it was to start with, is itself, okay. 5 to the power of 2 times 5 to the power of 8. Patrick? 5 to the power of 10. Okay, so can anybody give me a rule for that one, like I've got a rule for the other one? Patrick, do you want to have a go? We'd like someone else to do it. Okay, go somebody else, go for the rule. Go on, Callum.
X to the power of n.
I'm going to use A just because I've used A's everywhere else. Yep.
Times a to the power of n equals a to n plus n.
Yeah, okay. Many of you want to swap the M's and N's around because of alphabetical order. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't really matter. Yep. If you are timesing, you add the powers as long as... Do you know what this number here is called and what that number there is called? That M is called the... It's the title of the chapter. The indices, or the index number. The index or the indice. What's the big number called? Yes, thank you, Anna. Yeah. Called the base number, okay? So yeah, that rule works if the base numbers are the same. So moving rapidly on, if we have 6 to the 3 divided by 6 to the 8, can anybody tell me the answer to that one? Sorry? Yeah, 6 to the minus 5, that's right, 6 to the minus 5. Liv, would you like to give me a rule for that one?
A to the power of divided by a to the power of n is a to the power of n minus 1.
Yep, okay, there we go. There's another one. Can anybody tell me what do you think I might be doing next? What the next example might look like? Just thinking, going through the GCSE stuff. I have one hand over there. What haven't I done yet? Anybody else? Go on then.
Like put it in brackets, so like 3 squared to the 3 or something.
Okay. So what's that? What does that one become? Sorry. It's the design of the room. Patrick? Yep. Okay. Do you want to give me the rule version, or do you want someone else to do it, Patrick?
A to the power of brackets equals a n times n.
Yep. Okay, I'll write it like that just to make it very clear. Yep, that's right. So a power to a power, you times the powers. So again, nothing new from GCSE. Right, have a go at 2a squared times 3a squared b divided by 4ab cubed. Have a go at simplifying that. Don't look so horrified, it's fine. It's nice, easy. Perhaps. So have a go at simplifying that, okay? See what you get. I would probably do maybe that bit first, and then do the answer to that bit divided by the second bit. I'm going to try and work out who I don't hear very much from, and maybe ask them. Charlotte, I think you're in that category. Charlotte, what is 2 times 3? Okay. A squared times a squared. A4, yeah. Timesing, add the powers. And there's a b there. So I've now got this. Okay, so 6 divided by 4, Olivia. 6 divided by 4. Sorry? 1.5. What is that as a fraction? And as a top-heavy fraction? Yeah, and we tend to write it like this because there may well be stuff on the top of this fraction, stuff on the bottom of the fraction. Okay, sticking with you, Olivia. I've got a's here. A to the power of 4 divided by a to the power of 1, although we don't normally bother writing that in. Yep, that's right. Okay. B to the power of 1, although we don't normally write it in. Emma, this one's for you. B to the power of 1 divided by b to the power of 3. B to the power of minus 2. But what's b to the power of minus 2 the same as? Yeah, so because it's a 1 over, I'll stick it down there. That would be the normal way you see the answer. If you wrote down 1.5 a cubed b to the minus 2, that's not wrong. But an answer book would probably write it like this. Okay? Right. What have we got now? Oh, another one here. 21x cubed y to the power of 4 divided by 3x squared y. And I think we're moving around. And could you move somewhere else?
No.
Oh, I can't really duck and dive all the time. It's a silly place to put the teacher's desk in the middle of the room, right in front of the board. Okay, we are moving, according to my list, to Jess. Jess, 21 divided by 3. Yes. X cubed divided by x squared. Y to the power 4 divided by y. Yeah. So when you do these, do the numbers, then do each letter in turn. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Next question. I want every single person to use their calculator, please. Every single person use a calculator on this one. Okay, there's the question. Okay, what's the answer? 256. No.
Minus 2.
Wait, it's bid maths and it's do indices first.
256.
Yeah, you're right, whoever said it's bid maths. That is not negative 2 to the power of 8.
It's
Negative 2 to the power of 8 would be written down like that.
So it's 200 minus 200.
it's
Yeah. This is 2 to the power of 8, which is 256, with a minus sign in front of it. Effectively, that minus 2 to the power of 8 is minus 1 times by 2 to the power of 8. It's really important that you know the difference between these two things. I can hear a conversation over there, oh, he wants us to make sure we put it in brackets, otherwise we're going to get it wrong. And they fell into the trap and promptly got it wrong. Okay? If you wanted to do minus 2 to the power of 8, you do need to put the brackets around a minus number. But this one over here wasn't that. So, this one here is effectively negative 2 to the power of 8. That one there was 2 to the power of 8 with a minus sign in front of it. And you do need to be aware of which is which. And you should get minus 256 on your calculator from that one and positive 256 from your calculator on that one. And you do need to know which is which. Okay? It's a common trap that people come into. Any negative number you're doing to a power, always put the negative number in brackets. Okay, moving on. 16 to the power of a half. 4. Oh, you've just lost a mark. Or minus 4. Yeah. So, power of a half is square rooting. And remember, when you're square rooting, you can get plus or minus answers. So, can anybody give me another way of writing a to the power of a half?
Square root A.
Yep, square root of a. And I'm just going to put down over here plus or minus something. Okay? Don't forget that plus or minus when you are square rooting. So, what about 27 to the power of a third? Plus or minus 3 we have over here? No, he's got that one wrong. Yeah. It's a common thing that people say, okay? This one, it's 3. And I want to go through in a minute why it's not also minus 3. What does the power of a third mean, first of all? Cube root. So yeah, anything to the power of a third means the cube root. So, the answer is 3 because 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. The answer is not minus 3 because minus 3 times minus 3 is 9 times by minus 3 is minus 27. So minus 3 is not an answer here. So, has anybody got anything to say about when this plus or minus thing happens? Go on. Yeah. It's when the bottom number of the fraction is even, you get the plus or minus coming in. Okay? So if you have a to the 1 over an even number, that is when you do get a plus or minus in front of your answer. If it's odd, you don't. You just sort of stick with whatever sign you had. So, what is negative 27 to the power of 1/3? Deathly hush has arrived. Negative 27 to the power of a third. Go on. Minus 3. Because that means you are looking for the cube root of 27. The answer is minus 3 because minus 3 times minus 3 is plus 9. Times by minus 3, you get minus 27. So the answer there is just minus 3. It's an odd power, so there's no, on the bottom here, so there's no plus or minus stuff. That is the answer for that one. Okay. So what's 25 to the minus a half? What do you reckon?
Plus or minus.
1/5. 1/5.
Yeah, plus or minus 1/5.
Plus or minus 1/5. Do you agree with the plus or minus? Look at that
Well,
and look at that.
No. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's an even number on the bottom there.
Yeah.
An even number on the bottom will be a plus or minus. So, let's work out why that is the answer. If you were doing this, if you want to put all the stages down, what I would do first of all is just deal with the minus sign. The minus sign means 1 over. And then just rewrite that without the minus sign in it. So, 25 to the minus a half means 1 over 25 to the power of a half. 25 to the power of a half means the square root of 25. The square root of 25 is plus or minus 5. Now, it doesn't really matter whether that plus or minus is on the bottom, whether the plus or minus is on the top, or whether the plus or minus is just at the front. At the front is the way it's normally written down. But there's nothing actually wrong with either of those, but that is the way it would normally be written. Okay. Right, I'm going to stop this video here and carry on in another clip.